Ladies and gents, welcome to CG Reaction. And is this a first glimpse of America's new stealth fighter by SANDBOXX? This was posted a few hours ago. Yeah. Air Force Chief of Staff General David Alvin posted a new Air Force recruiting commercial on Twitter. Includes a brief clip of a stealth fighter. Oh, I love this. This is like, is this gonna be new iPhone? Is this new Google Pixel? I guess that's the similar shit happening with one of the best stealth planes and fighter planes on the planet. I guess military is becoming that shit apparently. Where look at that, we have now glimpse of the next thing. Yeah, so the Navy's, like FXAA, whatever, like NG-80, another plane, which I don't know what name it's gonna have. Like, is it gonna be like something higher than F-47, or is it gonna be lower? I don't know. Is it gonna be something Hornet, right? Because I'm pretty sure like FA-18 is a Super Hornet, so this should be something Hornet. I don't know. Is Northrop gonna make it? Who's gonna make it? Like, this is gonna be like too many questions out there, right? So this one's gonna be awesome. Let's watch it. Remember, if you like my reaction, don't forget to like and subscribe. So I know which type of videos to react to more. I like watching tech videos. This is tech video. I know it's military, but it's a tech video. Let's be honest. The next generation of stealth, drones, planes, how that's what engine is it gonna use, how good the engine is going to be. China doesn't even have that kind of good engines. They're using 3 of them. So it's like a tech thing, like how world is moving forward. The military is like indication, like how tech's gonna trickle down to everyday commercial use. So I love watching videos like this. So if you want to do more reactions like this, comment down. And yeah, let's do it.
Reveal its new stealth fighter in a recruiting commercial on Friday.
Whoa, look at that. What? And why does it look weird? Is it real? Is it some kind of like a AI or graphical thing?
Air Force Chief of Staff General David Alvin posted a new Air Force recruiting ad on Twitter, or X, or whatever you want to call it, that includes a brief clip of an unusual new stealth fighter taxiing on a dark runway, giving us what might be the world's first glimpse of one of the technology demonstrators involved in the development of America's next stealth fighter that we now know is called the F-47.
Oh, this is a F-47. I thought it was going to be a Navy one. Oh, okay.
Now, the exotic aircraft we see in the ad is only on screen for about a second, but in that time, we still see it from 2 different angles. One, from directly in front of the aircraft.
Is there any aliasing, like in the edges? Then we would know like this is not real, it's graphical or AI generated.
It turns toward the camera, and another from slightly above it. Now, it's worth noting that the aircraft depicted does appear to be taxiing under its own power. Now, the footage is pretty dark, but when you brighten it up in Photoshop, we get a pretty good look at what certainly appears to be a new stealth fighter design, though lacking in some of the characteristics that we've come to expect of Boeing's F-47. But more on that in a minute. The clip from head-on is a lot blurrier, so brightening it up doesn't really offer much in the way of detail. But with no existing images or video of the technology demonstrators involved in this NGAD program, it still warrants at least some attention. Now, the NGAD program, which is short for Next Generation Air Dominance, emerged after a classified 2014 study into the technologies required to maintain America's air superiority edge in the decades to come, which was followed by a classified billion-dollar X-plane program that saw involvement from the U.S. Air Force, the U.S. Navy, DARPA, and all 3 of America's prime fighter contractors, Lockheed Martin, Boeing, and Northrop Grumman. Now, Northrop Grumman bowed out of this competition in 2023, leaving it down to Lockheed Martin and Boeing, with Boeing ultimately securing the contract this last month.
Yeah, this shape is very interesting. It doesn't look even close to what China has, right? So this makes me think like Chinese one might not be the 6th generation or whatever. It might be something like I've said in the past, like between a bomber, like H-20, they have like B-2 version of it, H-20, or a proper what is it, J-35 or whatever they have, right? It could be something in the middle, like a bomber type plane, smaller bomber or something. Because this plane is like like a interesting. It's not a complete triangle, which is what that one is. So this one has like a very interesting shape. So I'm guessing this is not going to be as big as that one because it's an air dominance plane. It must have some agility at least.
DARPA has since revealed that there were 2 technology demonstrators produced for the NGAD program. One was flying in 2019 and had already reportedly set some kind of classified performance records by 2020. The second made its maiden flight in 2022, and according to DARPA, both of these platforms recorded hundreds of flight hours throughout their testing regimes. Now, it is important to remember that technology demonstrators are not necessarily reflective of the aircraft's final.
See how its shape is? It's like changing. Like, is it like nose diving? Why is the shape look like that? I like how this is smoothened out, and yeah, this is awesome shape though.
Design, and are really only meant to demonstrate the feasibility of systems and design elements that might ultimately find their way into that production design. Boeing, it's been reported, aims to have their first pre-production prototypes for flight testing prior to the end of the current presidential term, or within the next 3 years or so. The aircraft shown in this recruiting ad doesn't seem to have the canards that are seemingly apparent in Boeing's F-47 renders that have been released thus far. But again, importantly, that doesn't mean it isn't Boeing's design. But this demonstrator could be the one produced by Lockheed Martin, and as such, wouldn't be expected to share much in common with that F-47 design that will ultimately make its way into production. In either case, the inclusion of standing vertical tail surfaces is also something of a surprise, as most of the renders we've seen from both.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the biggest one. Like, why didn't I see that? Like, why does it have that? That was the biggest thing. People like, oh, 6th generation planes not gonna have that. I'm guessing this is not the final product, because even the Chinese plane doesn't have that. Like, this is a compromise when it comes to stealth. And if your whole element is like, oh, we're gonna use drones, we're gonna have like long distance, like endurance, different awesome missiles and things, you're not really looking for a dogfight at that point. So you don't really need that. And even with the modern technology, how engines work, even if it comes to dogfighting, yes, it's not going to be agile at F-16, but it still can maneuver even without those wings there. So you don't need those vertical wings like F-22.
Both Boeing and Lockheed Martin, related to this effort, have left those standing vertical tails out for the sake of improved all-aspect stealth. Instead, this fighter seems to have canted tails similar to Northrop's fan-favorite YF-23, or more contemporarily, renders and mock-ups.
Oh, see, Northrop. So maybe this is Navy's one, right? I get, but why would Air Force's chief post that? Yeah, makes sense. I don't know. Maybe they like mixed it up and they just posted the Navy's version that they're gonna make. I don't know.
That we've already seen for Europe's in development Tempest fighter. And of course, we should always recognize the possibility that this unusual and exotic looking aircraft may be nothing more than a 3D render whipped up for the sake of a really engaging new commercial.
It does look weird. See this, look at these edges, right? This doesn't feel like a camera effect. It does look like something graphical, right? Like, yeah, even I feel weird from the start.
But this is not the first time we may have gotten a glimpse of a classified aircraft in promotional material released by the US Air Force. In 2021, the Air Force's Profession of Arms Center for Excellence released a promotional video that included a render of a Secret of Intelligence, Surveillance, and Reconnaissance, or ISR aircraft that the public knows only as the RQ-180, as well as what appears to be a very brief glimpse of a single-engine technology demonstrator related to Lockheed Martin's long-rumored SR-72 program. So, is this our first glimpse of America?
What the hell, man? Lockheed is working at SR-72. Lockheed is trying to upgrade F-35s with the Block 4 and things, right? Lockheed is doing a lot of shit, so it makes sense why, like, you know, they gave it to Boeing. Like, Lockheed has too many shit under their belt.
America's new stealth fighter? Well, it's tough to say, but it certainly could be, or at least.
And yeah, somebody also told me, like, was it F-35, F-22? Like, Boeing was a partner in that one. So Boeing isn't just something, like, suddenly came out. Like, Boeing's been doing this.
It could be a technology demonstrator directly involved in its development.
Yeah, there you go. I like how SANDBOXX saw a clip and just like, I need to talk about this. So it could be, couldn't be, probably not. Those vertical things, like, that would be one of the big issues. Like, this would get F-35 treatment if that thing came out. Like, why does it have vertical, tails like that? Like, we said you're not going to have that. this is not a modern technology. This sucks and shit like that. So they're not. And all the renders says like they're not gonna have that. So why would they? It's like B21, B2, B21 element, right? New plane's probably gonna look like that with nothing but like no vertical things. Because B21 is a sixth generation plane now, and how the story has been going, like that could also be a air dominance plane. Why not multi-role? Even B21 can do that. So why would we need anything else? Well, that was the argument. Like, why would we need a sixth generation plane like NG80 or something? Even B21 can do a lot of things that other planes can do. So okay, so they're not gonna have the vertical things. Well, that was. Is this our first glimpse of America's new stealth fighter by channel SANDBOXX? I don't know. I just got giddy as soon as I saw that. Like, oh, I thought it was gonna be Navy's version, but no, it's talking about F-47. All right. If you like my next one, don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.